guys, it's Tina and I am back and I am here with another cooking with me video. This video is actually a companion video to my most recently posted cooking with me video, which is featuring the national dish of Jamaica, ackee and saltfish. Now in that video I did show you guys that we have different sides that go with the ackee and saltfish, and one of those sides happened to be boiled dumplings. So I decided to separate this video out just in case people wanted to just see how to make boiled dumpling, because I think that is one of the things that is very unique to Jamaica. So I wanted to separate it into its own video so you can watch and learn how to make the actual dough and then how to form the dumplings and boil them. So that's what this video is all about. But if you want to check out the ackee and saltfish dish, it is right here linked in the eye. Check it out. I will also leave it linked below, and I will leave a playlist as well to all the other cooking with me videos. There's only 2 so far, but we're gonna keep adding to the playlist. But without much further ado, let's go ahead and jump into making dumplings with me. Alright, are you guys ready to do the dough for our dumplings? I don't use a recipe as with most, if not all of my cooking. I just go by the amount that I know I'm going to cook. So I'm going to make a decent amount of dumplings today. So I'm gonna put, I don't know, how much would you say this is? I think this is about 3.5 cups. I could be wrong, but that much flour is what I'm gonna start with. I'm gonna add some salt to that. Again, I don't measure this, but you don't want to put too much salt because if you do, it will become very salty. So that's all the ingredients you need for your dough mixture. But you know what? I feel like I want more dumplings because I can always fry them next day if I choose to. So I'm gonna add a little bit more flour, and that's what we're starting out with. And I always do this part with a glove because I don't want it to get under my nails. So I mix the flour around with the salt. I think I can add a little bit more salt to this, but again, not too much. And this is just regular table salt. Any salt that you like will do. Just mix that around, make sure you get an even distribution of the flour and the salt mixture. Now you would probably swear I didn't have measuring cups the way I operate when I'm cooking, but I just have my water here, and I use lukewarm to slightly warm water to make my dough. I find it just works a lot better than like cold water, so I use a little bit of warm water. So you're gonna pour just a little bit of this into the flour mixture, not too much. You're gonna gauge how much liquid you need to make your dough. So I'm just gonna stir that around and start creating the lumps of flour. And then once all that water is mixed in, I will go ahead and add more. So you'll add as necessary to get your dough to the best texture. So for me, once it starts sticking together, I know my water content is just right. So we're getting towards that now. So I'm just gonna add a little bit at a time now. So I'll just drizzle it over the dough. And now I'll start folding, again, using my glove. This is so much easier, guys. A lot of people knead with their bare hands. I just don't like doing that, not with flour, especially if other people are eating it. My hands are clean, but I don't want it under my nails. I don't want my nail polish getting in there. So this is how I prefer to knead my flour. But I definitely have to use my hand because there is no way for this to really get the texture I want without using my hands. So now we have our dough mixture pretty together. You can add more water, and now you're gonna start creating a large size dough. Now this is where the arm and shoulder strength comes into it, because you're really trying to knead the mixture together now. So you really push it, really put some power behind that. And I like to clean the sides of my pan as I go to remove all the flour mixture and really work the mixture together. Get all the ingredients together, all the dry parts mixed in, all the damp parts mixed in. You don't want anything too wet or too dry at this point. And this is a perfect texture for me, but what I like to do is dampen my hand just a little bit. So I'm not adding water to the dough itself, I'm just adding it to my hands, and that's gonna add a little bit more moisture and make the dough a little softer. So knead knead. And I knead for a good while until I see that there is no dry spots left, so I can't see any dry flour spots, and it doesn't look textured. It looks nice and smooth. You can do it, put your back into it. You can do it, put your back into it. This is a workout, guys, like for real. My shoulder is burning by the time I'm done kneading flour sometimes, because you really got to get into it. So you can see my dough has a really nice texture. It's not too moist, it's not too dry. It's nice and well kneaded. If this gets away from you and it gets too moist, you can always add a little bit more flour. Don't add any more salt, but add more flour to the mixture to take away that excess moisture. Try your best to just gauge it, and it takes practice. It took me years probably of practice as a teenager to get it just right, where I can definitely just pour water in, and now I know exactly how much to put in so my texture is nice and perfect. I usually let my dough sit for a few minutes, but I don't just leave it open like that, because it will dry out the dough and then you'll get hard parts over the top, like a crust will form. So I cover it with a dampened paper towel to cover all of it. And that's gonna keep it nice and hydrated, and this will seal in the moisture so it doesn't dry out at all. So I'll let that sit for about 5 to 10 minutes while the water in our pot is getting to a boil. Okay, so I have prepped my water for my dumplings. So we've let this dough sit now for a few minutes while our water got to a boil. I added butter and salt to my water. And now we're gonna go ahead and grab our dough. As you can see, it's still nice and moist. And what you will do here is grab a piece of the dough, not too large, more like a little ball size, just like that. So you're gonna work it around in your palms to create that nice ball effect. So you'll get a ball like that. And then you see that's where the seam is, that's where it meets. I will go ahead and press that and flatten it. And that's gonna create our dumpling. Nice, beautiful shaped dumpling. You love my dumpling? And you wanna make sure that your dumplings aren't too thick, because they'll take longer to boil and they can get hard and they're not as fun to eat. So just make sure that they're a nice, decent size. You can also make huge dumplings where they're like cartwheel sizes. I like to just make nice, medium-sized dumplings that aren't overly thick, because they're just more enjoyable for me to eat that way. And another way people make dumplings, you'll hear them call them spinners. So they take a lot less dough, and what they'll do is they'll make a elongated shape. So it's longer like that, and you can make it as big or as small as you want, or as thin and long as you want. But that's another version of a dumpling. I prefer the circular type. Now all your dumplings have been made. They're in the pot. Stir the pot a little bit to make sure that they aren't sticking to the bottom or sticking to each other. Leave it on a medium flame and allow that to cook for about 10 minutes. Once they're cooked, you will know, because they will start floating to the top. So we'll check back in about 10 minutes. All right, guys. So my dumplings are about done. As you can see here, they're bubbling to the top. You can also check them to make sure they're nice and tender, but yeah, they're ready to go. All right, guys, so hopefully now you learned how to make dumplings, right? It's not hard at all. It's pretty easy, and it gets better over time as you learn how to actually make the dough. I will leave like the recipe and ingredients down below. Not necessarily the recipe, because like I said, I don't follow a recipe. I don't do measurements or anything. I literally cook to taste, and I eyeball things, so I am not the best source for a recipe. But you can Google a recipe to figure out portions and stuff. But I will leave the ingredients down below. And I'm gonna keep doing these kinds of videos if you guys are still interested in seeing them. So let me know what else you want me to make. I can't make everything, guys. I am not like a chef. I am not like the ultimate cook, but I can try. Like if there's something that you guys want to see that I actually do know to make, then I'll make it for you guys. And we'll keep this going on this channel and stuff. Don't mind me. I will leave links to my Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat again, where you should be following me along because we have a fun time over there. You know, we have good times. And until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye, guys.